Hello everyone, this is RR&R Reviews coming at you again with a new review, this time on the Playmates Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Reignition Megazord. So, a new year has started, and what better way to kick off the new year than to look at the latest iteration of the classic Mighty Morphin Megazord. So, we'll be taking a look at each of these Zords individually, how they function just as individual toys, and then we'll be taking a look at the tank mode and the full combined mode for the Megazord. So let's get started. Alright, the first figure we have on the chopping block is the Tyrannosaurus Megazord, the Red Ranger Zord from the original Mighty Morphin series, and I think it turned out pretty well. I love the little stickers plastered all over the body, very retro and reminiscent of the original toys. Granted, there isn't a whole lot of paint or detailing on these Zords, but I feel like they're painted just enough, like the red is just rich enough on the Zord to where it gives off a very sort of retro feel. And then of course you have some nice detailing here on the tail too, and then you can also have the tail swing up. That's going to be a big part of the transformation later. And as advertised on the box, you can open the chest up and you can see the Megazord's head pull out its horns before you get all the other components. So that's pretty neat. But yeah, this toy is pretty basic. There's a little bit of leg articulation there, but not a whole lot otherwise. And of course the hands can move up and down. But yeah, you're really not going to get much posability out of these Zords, and that is going to be a running theme as we get to the other limb. Alright, now we have the Zords that make up the two legs, the Triceratops and the saber-toothed tiger. So looking at the Triceratops first, it doesn't really have a whole lot going on. You can move this up and then you can press this button to fire its missile. I'm not sure why it isn't working here. Oh wait, it's not loaded up. So yeah, you can fire its missile like so. So that is pretty cool. And then of course the head can rotate up like that. It's going to be a part of the leg transformation. So pretty simple, and the same goes for the saber-toothed tiger, though interestingly it can move its head left and right slightly. So but yeah, it can move its head left and right like that, so that is pretty interesting. I wouldn't expect them to have that bit of articulation there. But yeah, much like the Triceratops, has a missile firing gimmick, and the legs can rotate forward, the back legs can move behind itself to form the legs. So yeah, not a whole lot going on that front. Okay, now for the Zord that probably has the least going on in its just individual Zord mode and the most going on in terms of transformation, the Mastodon. So, in terms of articulation, again, not a whole lot going on. You can swing these back and forth like so in the Zord mode. These don't move at all, and that's pretty much it. But the reason why I say this also has the most going on is because you can remove the head like so, and then you can rotate the legs to form what is going to be the arms and the shoulders for the Dino mode. So this probably has the most involved transformation, probably of all the Zords we've covered so far. But again, not a whole lot going on in the robot mode proper. So yeah, it does at least come with, just one second, it comes with the power sword for the Megazord to hold. So that is still pretty cool. But again, not a whole lot going on in terms of like being an individual robot. Last but not least, we have the Pterodactyl. So much like the Triceratops and the saber-toothed tiger, this does have a missile firing gimmick. You just press down on these two buttons right here and missiles just fire all over the place. But yeah, if you want to get the Pterodactyl flying, you just rotate the head up, remove these things, and there you go. You've got your flying Pterodactyl. But yeah, not a whole lot going on here either. But interestingly, this Zord piece does come with an interesting little bit of extra accessory. The Pterodactyl comes with these minifigures of the Rangers, which is really cool. They're not painted all too well, or they're not painted with detail, I should say. But they're pretty decent for the $20 asking price that you get with this thing. So it's not too bad. It's a nice little extra accessory to get if you want those minifigures of the Rangers. But again, this doesn't do a whole lot otherwise outside of just facilitating the transformations for the tank and the Megazord. Alright, so now that we have all of our Zords assembled, let's first demonstrate how to get all of these guys into the tank configuration, shall we? So first, I'm gonna move Pterodactyl aside, along with the tiger and the Triceratops. Take big Tyrannosaurus here, going to want to fold its feet to where they line up like so with its thighs. You're gonna take the, actually you won't flip out the tail just yet, but I'm going to just line them up like so. And then you want to take the Pterosaurus and the saber-toothed tiger and just lock them. Oh wait, that's the wrong leg. You're gonna want to lock them into, nope. You're gonna want to lock them into these little openings in the thighs that you can see right here. So we're gonna put that down. And just make sure that this is bending down as far as it can, which I believe it is. Take the mammoth, fold it, fold the legs, and then you're going to connect the mammoth to these tabs at the back of the Tyrannosaurus right here. First, let me fold these up. Just make sure all the tabs are in place. And get those the leg pieces up front. Now you're going to take the head and then just put this circular slot in the back in this hole. Finally, take the pterodactyl, remove the guns, plug them onto these holes right here, and then just put the pterodactyl back here. And you're done. So yeah, I've always thought that this tank mode looked really goofy, and seeing it with all of these like huge zords only reinforces that fact. This definitely, I mean, it's cool, but it's definitely still pretty goofy in my opinion, but still fun to do. I always like converting all the zords into this weird sort of tank mode with none of the zords having any wheels, so you can't actually roll it around. I think that's a little annoying, but this is still fun to do, and I still like this configuration. But now to get into the real meat and potatoes of this review, let's turn this tank into an actual Megazord, shall we? So we're gonna remove this, take the blasters off, and put them on the back here. Gonna fold up the tail, remove the elephant head, gonna flip open the feet to reveal fists, and then going to pull this up, get the legs situated upward. Oh, let me just raise the camera up just a little bit. It's a very, very tall boy. So let's get the arms situated down. Unfold the chest again. Now, I'm going to take pterodactyl, fold it up, plug it into the chest, and in classic Megazord fashion, we're going to reveal the horns. Let me just get it standing straight up. And last but not least, we're going to give him its power sword and the mammoth head as a shield. And there you go. So in case you haven't noticed already, this guy is absolutely massive. And to demonstrate that, let me just compare him to some figures in my collection. Here he is, standing next to Marvel Legends Retro Secret Wars Iron Man. And as you can see, Iron Man barely goes past the thigh area of this thing. At least, here he is with one of the bigger figures in my collection, Legacy Transmetal 2 Megatron. Yeah, he is still tiny. By comparison, this thing is absolutely massive. Now, unfortunately, this thing doesn't really have that much articulation. For example, he doesn't really have any elbows to speak of, but he can at least move his arms a little bit left and right, but you can only go about that far. Same with the legs. You can move them left and right like a little bit, but not much else. The legs do bend, but I would not recommend doing this often, as I feel like this is easily one of the more fragile points of connection in this figure. So be very careful not to stress these connection points very often, or something unfortunate may happen. But yeah, this thing just has a really good presence to it. It feels weighty, it's massive, it just has a very retro feel to it. I feel like that's what this figure does best. It delivers on a retro feeling Megazord while also having that Megazord be affordable. Each component in this thing is $20 retail, so you can, if you want, you can get the whole set for around like $100, which isn't that bad considering other Megazords like the Zap Megazord by Hasbro were put out for a much larger price, and were generally much smaller and a little more fragile than this thing. So yeah, if you just want a decent, affordable Megazord to add to your collection, I would highly recommend this thing. But that's been my look at the Playmates Megazord. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I will catch you guys next time.